Welcome to Out and About on the Recumbents. Let's go. Ride low. Ride recumbent. Okay, well, we're back. Stopped off to get lunch at eat our brown bag special at the Maverick station, and now I came a little different route, so I'm waiting for Joe to come out of the tunnel here. There she is.
Around here?
Yeah, just keep going for a little while and then stop. Oh no, you're good. Keep going. Yeah, this is, yeah, so we're right along, this is I guess the Sinton Trail, the lower half, and this is Douglas Creek over here, although it's really more of a hello again. Really more of, you know, kind of a spillway, I think. But they do call it Douglas Creek, so we'll be kind and give it the creek moniker. Because it is all natural. They don't, you know, there's no cement or anything, so I don't know exactly where Douglas Creek, I take it Douglas Creek probably flows into Monument Valley Creek. Or Monument Creek, not Monument Valley Creek. It's Monument Valley Park, but not, but it's Monument Creek. Howdy. Coming up on a intersection here. Trail doesn't have too many intersections, but it does have a couple. Howdy. Nice thing about this intersection, though, it's got what they call a safety island. Yeah. We're going all the way to America the Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, the sound will be a little quieter because I'm not using the wireless mic. Because when we get down to a certain point, I'm going to go quiet, and we'll go for a second musical interlude and see if I can figure out why my DVD production program keeps leaving out music on me. Never used to, but there's been 2 videos out of the last 3 or 4 that were supposed to have music, and they didn't have any. So, but yeah. Oh, we got a big old group coming up here. Big old group. Yeah. All these people. Hello. Hello, hello. Howdy. Morning. Yeah, this is the only problem is, you know, when you're doing this kind of stuff, it you know, I try to get my feet out of the way, but it's pretty much impossible. Because, you know, I hand hold my camera so I can get the different angles and that kind of thing. Okay, we're coming up on the infamous bobble bumps, so we kind of have to slow down. because if you hit these things at speed, I mean to tell you, you better hope you have a full suspension bike or trike, you know, because man, these right here are brutal. I mean, they are brutal. And someday, hopefully, they'll concrete this, but with the federal government backing out of a whole lot of pedestrian bicycle safety programs. See, there's a bobble 'em up and a half right there, boy. Gonna let Joe go here so I can get up this hill. Get a little speed. Bump. All right, up, 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 up. They did all this walls and all this creek work probably a year or two, a year and a half, 2 years ago. And there is a trail that actually goes underneath Chestnut Trail here, but it's all kind of big rocks, you know. So right now they've got it detoured because of the I-25 bridge construction. Well, kind of destruction and construction. Basically, they're tearing out two old bridges that were separate, and they're combining all the lanes. Thank you. They're combining all the lanes onto a single bridge. And tomorrow they'll start taking out the second bridge. This is the new bridge here. That's I-25 up there. But yeah, and this and that are going to be acceleration and deceleration lanes. I mean, the only bad thing is they're going to be really steep. Oh, we got a mud pit here, boy. Yuck. Yuck. Yeah, there's no way to avoid it but to go through it. And that was, I couldn't show you the other acceleration deceleration lane. Of course, now the wheels are wet, so they're going to pick up everything. Thank goodness for mud guards, or as we call it in America, fenders. Now this is the more southern part. This is going to take us over to pick up the Pikes Peak Greenway, which we will take all the way to America the Beautiful Park downtown, and then we'll be probably getting ready to, you know, call it a day after that, because well, pretty heavy chance of severe thunderstorms late this afternoon, so we want to make sure we're you know, back at the get the trikes tucked away back at shed and get home before things go, you know, things get really ugly. So we just kind of have to watch the weather today. But we'll probably shoot over to come on, BJ. Shook's Run Trail, and come back up to Cascade Street to get back to our okay, I gotta kind of really pump my brakes here, because this is a really severe downhill, and you have to be real careful here because the trail gets really thin, and people like to zip down the other side because it's all downhill. Oh, more mud. Ugly. Little better shot of Douglas Creek. Okay, now we're coming up on the Pikes Peak Greenway. Get across here. Okay. Alright, so now we are heading south on the Pikes Peak Greenway. Passing on your left, thank you. Have a good day. Nobody else behind us. Yeah, that's Monument Creek over there. And coming up on the bridge that starts the Templeton Gap Trail. Howdy. And nice little parks and lots of baseball diamonds. And up the ways a little bit, a lot of soccer fields. Or football. Not football, but football. That's how they always seem to pronounce it. Football. Oh man. Yeah, this is probably the bumpiest concrete, unless you get way south on the Greenway. And but yeah, right there, you know, behind this big baseball diamond. I don't know why. There's no trees anywhere near. But I mean, it is bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. So yeah. Switch hands here. From somebody on a pike ride. That's the e-bike rental company, I guess you'd call it, here in Colorado Springs. Nice little downhill here. Oops. I'll let this gentleman get uphill here. Passing on your left, thank you. Now we're going to be going under the Fillmore Street Bridge. It's quite high, so you have to kind of aim up at it just to even see it. This is getting down into our neck of the woods, as they say, our neighborhood. We live in the historic Old North End neighborhood. That makes us sound snooty and rich, but we're on the very end, and we live in an old 1970s apartment complex, all one bedroomers, so it's not fancy. Honey? This will take us down to Polk Street. You know, just like the old song Polk Salad Annie. Polk, P-O-L-K. bridge to go over here. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go in silent mode. Run silent, run deep. Old submarine movie. Here we go. Right? the duck pond. Okay, we're crossing the bridge to America the Beautiful Park. We're gonna stop here and use the facilities. straight. To the you-know-what. Hey, how you doing? Well, we're back. We stopped off the do a pit stop at America the Beautiful Park, and then we basically jumped on.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Are you ready?
We wouldn't stand a chance. I was gonna say. I know that puppy's got power.
I like yours better.
Oh, they're good if your balance sucks, which ours does. So.
Well, I need a double hip replacement. Here we are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do very good with it. Have you seen the quad one that's electric? That many of these?
Oh yeah.
Independent suspension. Oh
yeah.
God, that thing's sick.
Yeah, there's a really nice one. Utah Trikes builds the total quad thing.
Oh man.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, I won't take up any more of your day.
All right, no problem.
High five.
Uh-huh. You have a good one. That's kind of funny. It's always funny when you run into people. But yeah, so we basically jumped off of there on some back streets and worked our way over to Shook's Run, and now we're headed for the one of our two favorite places. We're heading for the Tasty Freeze Drive-In. Wish we could get ice cream, but we can't. But so we're gonna get us an iced tea as usual. But yeah, so we're just taking a little shade break. Yeah, it's finally getting warm enough where you might need a shade break. So, all right. So, we'll get started here. And tally-ho. Erg. Yeah, the Shook's Run Trail kind of works like Monument Valley Park, you know, where they have they have little parks and stuff all the way. That's pretty cool. All right. That's a Weehoo child carrier. I always like those. You know, if our grandkids would have, our great grandkids rather, would have been here in the state, especially here in the city, we would have definitely got something like that and figured out how to hook it to the trike. And you know, rode around with the grandkids, the great grandkids. That'd have been really cool. Can't do the grandkids. The grandkids are, you know, 30 to 40 years old, so, or you know, high 20s to low 30s, I guess I should say, because the parents are only 40s. Our children are probably more in their mid 40s. If our son Stephen hadn't passed away a couple years ago, He'd be 50. I'd have to give him, it's a shame, it would have been fun to give him a real hard time about, you know, being 50. Howdy. Yeah, we're almost, we would have been 20 years apart. Because I'll be 70 this year, and Stephen would have been 50. Now, technically, Stephen was my stepson, but as far as I was concerned, he's my son. I do have a biological son. His name is Jeremy, but sadly, he's decided that he wants nothing to do with me, or has no interest in knowing me. So, I will respect that and leave him to his wishes. Okay, coming up on the little bridge here. I guess they put up the wire cage so you wouldn't try to bail off the bridge. That'd be very uncomfortable because it's quite a few feet down. But yeah, it has been a beautiful day. I mean, it really has. Shook's Run Park goes through several older neighborhoods, and well, I should say Shook's Run Trail. There's several different little parks and playgrounds and things like that along the whole trail, but it is one of our actual rail trails. There's a railroad line at one time. Okay, we're gonna go to the crossing here, which is probably one of the longest crossings. Ooh, baby, baby. Won't you look my way? Oh, bounce, 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 bounce. So this is the newest part of the Shook's Run Trail. We used to have to go over there to the traffic lights and play with cars to get back over to this side, but don't have to do that anymore. We actually have a crossing light, and if we hurry, we might be able to get here because the guy up front of us already hit the light. So it's a real long light. Okay, there we go. They're stopping, so that should make this thing turn. Well, they're not stopping. Okay. It's being on me today. All right, finally. Thank you. The electric skateboard. Man, I remember trying skateboards when they first came out. Sidewalk Surfing by Jan and Dean. Look it up. It's a record. It's all about the skateboarding when it was brand new. I mean, it was a little cheap piece of wood with the old metal roller skate wheel. Seriously. Nothing like today, you know, they have all kinds of fancy hubs and big, huge, wide wheels, and yeah, it's pretty, it's a lot different now. Okay, so we're gonna go up here and pass Good Neighbors Meeting House, and yeah, I will, like I said at the first part, I didn't hook up the wireless mic today, so howdy. It's probably going to be a little quieter than normal, especially since I finally figured out I don't have to talk as loud when I've got the wireless mic on. Here's one of those cute little parks, the Patty Jewett Junction Playground. Oop. And right here. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Okay. All right, now we're going to get on the old asphalt sections of the trail and get beat up. They do beat you up. Yeah, kind of like we talked about before, you know, when you know, if you're on a full suspension mountain bike with 29-inch tires, or yeah, even 26 or 27.5, you know, big old tires, well, you're not even going to feel these bumps, these cracks all the way across the you know, you just won't even feel them. But when you're on a 20-inch wheeled trike that only has a very simple rear suspension, which does help, but not a ton. As you can see, by the way, the trike just kind of jumps up and down. But on the front, we run the Big Apple tires, and they're a balloon style tire, so that makes it so we got to jump out in the street here and go. Ooh, baby, baby. Have to hustle here before the cars get here. Don't you look my way. Ooh, baby, baby. Now back on the trail. Yeah, you're supposed to use the sidewalks, but you got to make like, you know, like 6 90-degree corners, you know, to do it, to use the concrete sidewalk, you know. So we just use the street and cut over. It's a lot easier. And here's one of these big old cracks. Okay. And they go all the way across. That's not a bad one there. That's only an incher. And you got a bad one here. And you can hear the trike go kaplunk, 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 kaplunk. And I guarantee you, you feel those in your body. If you had to ride all day, it probably really tire you out. Luckily, most of the trails are concrete, so we're going to stop here so this gentleman can come on down. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, you gotta tell the people thank you when they do something nice for you. Yeah, here's another crack. Ugh. That one wasn't too bad, but here's a pretty bad one. Yeah, I don't know if this mic is sensitive enough to you know, where you can hear the bam bam. Okay, let this car go by here because he's not even going to slow down. All right, up, up, and away. Bounce, 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 bounce. Oh yeah. And then of course the transitions from street to trail, some of them are very brutal, like that. Yeah. See, like I said, that's about an incher wide, so that's not so bad. The tires handle that pretty well. You really don't feel that very much. When they get up to 2 and 3 inches though, you really feel it. But problem of it is, it takes money. Concrete is very expensive, so who knows when and if it'll ever get done. I keep asking them just to, you know, to fill the cracks the best they can. Wow, they got some huge monster thing going on here. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over here, man. Huh. Yeah, that looks pretty damn serious. I don't know what that is. I just wanted you to know that I haven't deserted Jo. She's still back there. Now we got more people behind us. Right? We got a whole bunch of people behind us. Thank you. There should be at least one more. There we go. They're probably heading the same place we are. Heading over to the Tasty Freeze drive-in, but we're going to jump off the trail and go pick up Weber Street so we can park up front. Just because these trikes take up a lot of room, and to get in on the trail side, there's like, you know, 2 90-degree corners, which, you know, trikes are not exactly wonderful for doing. So we're gonna go on the street and hope there's a okay, got a big bump. Yeah, it's one of those where the concrete got pushed up. Don't know why. There's no big trees or anything, but it just happens sometimes. Okay, so we're gonna turn off the trail here at Helos Bicycle Service. It's a independent bicycle service center. I heard they're quite good. I've actually had a couple things done here. You know, they don't work on trikes, but yeah, I've had other things done here. And when I had a recumbent bicycle, they were more than willing to work on that. And it's not that they hate trikes, it's just that it's a really small shop. So they just don't have enough room, you know, to work on trikes. You get a couple of trikes in there and that'd suck up more than half his service space. Watch out, Jo! Yeah, somebody, at least they caught it. Okay, well, we're here. So we'll get back to you. Bye for now. Okay, well, we're now on the Rock Island connector, and as you can see, it might get ugly here pretty quick. So we're heading for the storage unit. And yeah, so just want to say thanks a lot for coming along. Jo and I really appreciate it. And hopefully you've had a really good day, because we've had a really good day. But hopefully we can get home, back over to the storage unit before it gets really ugly, because that's how that's where we got rained on last time. So hopefully we can beat it this time. May have to, we do have ponchos for when we come home from the storage unit where we keep our trikes. It's about 1.2 miles. So walk, and we got plastic bags to put everything in. So hopefully we'll get lucky and have just enough time to be able to do this. So yeah, so you know, until we get together next time, whether it be by video or by trail or on the trail somewhere, which would really be cool. If any of you are ever howdy, coming through Colorado Springs, and you would like us to show you around, there we go, I knew I'd get it sooner or later, yeah, just leave us a note in the comment section on the videos, or you know, wherever you can. But yeah, from BJ and Joe Ando, out and about on the Recumbents. Till we see you next time, happy trails. Bye.